So a forest school is really a chance for children to learn outside all day, hands-on, and be creative and just learn about the world around them. I've always worked in education, but I did notice that in public school and in private schools that children were spending a lot of time at a desk, a lot of time being tested, a lot of time, frankly, a lot of kind of wasted time shuffling from one class to the next or opening up their books, and not a lot of time deep learning. I felt like children were really being robbed the chance to really be deep learners and be able to investigate their own interests and really deep dive into their own interests. So I found that forest schools worked really well for giving children the space to learn and the space to, spend maybe hours at a project that they're interested in. See all the apples here?
It's an apple tree.
It's an apple tree. And it's a mulberry and it's spliced. It's two trees, one put on top of another, so it's very unusual.
I have two children, Mika and Rennie, who have been coming to Blueberry Creek since they were both 3 years old. They're now 8 and 11. When Mika was 3, I started looking for just alternatives to just public school in general. I just couldn't imagine sending her off where I didn't have like a connection with her. And I had that when I was young, so I wanted to kind of duplicate that kind of community. And lo and behold, Robin popped something up on the internet, and I was searching so hard that I found it. So I signed up immediately.
I had been working for 6 years in Ottawa at one of the public schools there, and there's many, many amazing educators that are working really, really hard, but unfortunately they're working within a system that is not actually supportive to the needs that are there. I ended up burning out. And so I ended up moving across the ocean, and I taught over in Czech Republic for a while and had a completely different experience of education there again as well. And there they actually have school in nature starting in preschool in the public school system. Starting in preschool, they go with their teachers for a week. They have scout camps all over the country. And so the children all go from preschool right up with their teachers, and they go and have the first part of the day doing like the maths and the sciences, and then the second part of the day building fairy houses and connecting. And because of that, the culture itself, everybody's outdoors. People are really connected into their world.
This was designed by our first year student, Oscar, who wanted to build something, and this is what he came up with to build. So that was really amazing. And then he went on to create his own custom hutches for rabbits and chickens. So carpentry is very much part of the Children's Day. So the biggest thing you'd notice in a day at Blueberry, if you came, is that it's very much a community. So it's very different than when you drop off your child at school and you might wave at the teacher. The parents all come in and they all gather together, and they often gather with the younger siblings or the older siblings. And they'll spend time chatting with each other and the teacher, and the children spend the first half hour just playing and welcoming each other back. And then we'll do an owl call, as I mentioned, the hoo-hoo, and we'll go to the fire. And at the fire, we'll check in with the kids and we'll ask them what they're interested in doing that day. And we'll also tell them about what learning invitations that we have for them that day. So that day we might be building a solar oven, we might be doing a science experiment, we almost always bake or cook each day, we might be sewing. So we'll tell them about the different times a day that we'll be offering a learning invitation. And that's very important because we look at those invitations as actually interrupting their natural learning. So we really try to make long spaces for them. Say they might have come wanting to work on a birdhouse or wanting to work on a fort. So we want to make sure that they know what time that they'll have to do that. And another part of our day that's different is 2:30. We don't clean up the way you would clean up at a school. The teachers are responsible for the invitations that they had. The children are responsible for whatever project that they had to put those materials away. But what's more interesting is that the children reset the environment for the children that are coming the next day. And they'll make a scavenger hunt for them, or they'll might put out an art project, or something about thinking about who's here next, or how did you feel welcomed by the land? How did you feel when you came in and you saw all the animals set up with, blocks, and so what could you do to create something for the next group? And then at 3 o'clock, we gather, just before 3, we gather again and do a little gratitude or talk about our day. And then the parents come in, and they'll often have, tea, or they'll linger and they'll chat. And so often it's not till 3:30 that parents are starting to head out with the kids, while the teachers are cleaning the rest of the space for the next day. So this is our Ninja Line slack line, and on this tree right here, we've got some little climbers, so that those that are just kind of learning, how to get their footing, kind of like almost like wall climbing.
So it's called risky play, and the basis for risky play is to encourage children not to go and climb the tree to the highest point, but to learn how to climb the tree within the parameter of, a very specific set of instructions that they will embody in themselves to know how to keep themselves feeling safe, and so that they will also learn what their own limits are, and maybe to push them a tiny bit, but not to push them all the way. And so the benefits with that is, like, these children really, you don't have to give out a lot of Band-Aids. I was giving out like 10 Band-Aids a day in kindergarten, but there was too many children in the room, it was really busy, it was really chaotic, and you're always being told whether you want to or not. Just because of the structure of that system, you're always being told no, right? Here, as much as we can, they're being told yes. And I teach 4-year-olds how to use a saw, right? But like with a saw, it's very obvious. Here's the blades. You don't want to cut yourself. I don't want you to cut yourself. Here's how to use this tool with me around, with the proper safety things. When you are comfortable trying to learn how to do it, you come and talk to me and I'll teach you. Because of our culture of being so careful with everything and so afraid, we limit what people are able to do. Because if you're told, oh, that's dangerous, don't do it, that's dangerous, don't do it, you never really push your own boundaries and try. And so we have a culture that doesn't know how to do a lot of things. We know how to do a lot of other things, but we don't know how to do a lot of those like basic skills.
So now 50% of the children that come to Blueberry Creek are from the public school, and 50% are homeschool families. And children can attend up to 2 days a week, but all of our ones that are in grade 1 and up tend to just attend 1 day a week. And it's worked very well, and we've had a lot of positive feedback from the schools. They've welcomed us in for science fairs. The community has been very welcoming, and I had a principal once that was saying that, I can tell that this child has started to attend with you because his body language, his posture, he's so much more confident. And, the teacher noticed that his grades were doing better because the days that he came, he was able to focus, and his confidence had gone up through having a day of having success all day. And I think that's something really important about Forest Schools, is that children have success all day.